It is now the year 2041, and much of the world is still coping with this new era. This new way of life has put vast restrictions on people's normal days. Schools have been monitored more closely. Boats have become far more cautious and less frequent. Laws have become more strict, and cautions have been issued across countries, and incidents are increasingly frequent. De-extinct animals are worldwide, and many of their specific ranges have now been established. From Australia to South America, Russia to the United States, the only place untouched by dinosaurs is Antarctica and the most northern parts of the world. With these genetic marvels being vastly different from how they truly looked in the Mesozoic, the world is adapting to recognizing these false copies of their ancestors. Genetic technology can be used in all sorts of manners, and one of the most baffling changes swims in the Big Blue. Styxosaurus are relatively new in the de-extinct species list. This group is swimming to the coast of Italy to breed. Normally, people gather at this beach, which drives them away, but conservation laws have restricted people during this special time. It could take all day for other Styxosauruses to arrive. When the night swallows the sky, the magic begins to happen. Their genome was mixed with the ability to glow at night. It's known as bioluminescence. The males compete to see which glow is the brightest. This attracts the females, and when they choose their partners, they breed multiple times to ensure a viable embryo. While their glow may be beautiful, it is also an inconvenience. Unable to control their glow, they stick out of the water, making them easy to see to poachers and other predators. Because of this, Styxosaurus has adapted to living in deeper waters at night, making them harder to spot for poachers and coastal hunters. Surrounded by the big blue ocean, this island seems somewhat barren of life. Yet it houses more than expected. Sungaripterus are island hoppers across the Mediterranean. From Balearic Islands to Cyprus Island, Sungaripterus flocks can be seen all across the sea. More specifically, this is the Aegean Sea. This is one of many small unnamed islands. However, on this particular island, another mysterious animal resides here. Sauropeltas are the main residents of this island. An investigation has been in place, but there is no explanation as to how this family got here. For the amount of space, these nodosaurids are seemingly too large. Surprisingly, this small population of 5 Sauropelta has not dwindled nor grown, thus they've all survived for years. With no predators and having enough food around, these invasive tanks have been doing quite well. Until safe transportation arrives, a small DFW team has been sent to monitor their progress. Before that happens, the Sauropeltas will continue to survive with their fellow flyers. On one coast, the hunters are much bigger than any Mediterranean predator. On the coast of the Patagonian desert, pterosaurs flourish. Dimorphodons live all across South America. Scavenging whatever they can, Dimorphodons sadly fail to distinguish food from plastic. Yet here on the coast of Patagonia, one giant rules over all other pterosaurs. Quetzalcoatlus is the king of the skies. It is a member of the Azhdarchid family, cousins to pterosaurs. Quetzalcoatluses live here year-round. Large terrestrial animals are of rare occurrence on the coast. But the ocean is full of life and always bustling. Large gatherings of fur seals, penguins, and various birds populate the shore. Dimorphodons tend to swarm these giants like gnats waiting for leftovers. But they will also feed on Quetzalcoatlus eggs if given the chance. Their large wings need constant attention in order to keep them clean of parasites. South America is the land of titans once again. These are the giants of the skies. This is the Atacama Desert of Chile. Further inland, a smaller sort of life is positively flourishing. Rare bodies of water span the Atacama, and one of those bodies of water is known as Lake Miniquez. To the untrained eye, wildlife seems almost non-existent. But just look a bit closer. These tiny little Lystrosaurus thrive all across Chile. Being preyed on by pumas and foxes Their key to success is because of a special relationship with a tiny mammal known as a daegu. Daegus live in small tunnels for protection, and Lystrosaurus find these tunnels in order to raise their infants. The tunnels keep the infant Lystrosaurus safe until big enough to leave. For any infant Lystrosaurus, a different kind of danger lurks. Colored tails wave in the air like a lure to the fishing line. To the innocent onlooker, it's a beautiful display. Once close enough, the view isn't so innocent. Sinosauropteryx. These carnivores, being so small, are able to crawl into nesting tunnels and eat infant Lystrosaurus. Adults are off the menu due to the strong beaks and sharp fangs that can easily injure a Sinosauropteryx. Even though only living in Chile for a decade, Lystrosaurus numbers have nearly reached 2,000. This success is baffling to ecologists, but it's not the only place where remarkable growth is proceeding. This landscape may look normal, but it's within the zone of one of our worst disasters. The Pripyat River flows through the exclusion zone of Chernobyl. No civilization exists for miles. But nature has been extremely resilient to the radiation and has reclaimed the abandoned area. Modern-day animals have been living in a fully intact ecosystem for a few decades, and now this exclusion zone is an ecological hotspot for de-extinct life as well. Tropiognathus feed on the Pripyat River's fish constantly. Edmontosaurus have spread their ranges so fast that they exist as far east as China and now as far west as Ukraine. Iguanodons are just as bountiful and live all over Europe. Dimetrodons are struggling in numbers, only having been released 5 years ago. But here in Chernobyl, they do have a foothold. Once an animal dies, the carcass attracts every assortment of predators. First to the feast are wolves and Dimetrodon, and rather than a bear coming to chase them off, much bigger Metriacanthosaurus control the feast. But even with the Metriacanthosaurus here, the apex predator still has yet to appear. Giganotosaurus, the largest carnivore in Ukraine. He is a fully grown male and rules over this entire section of the Pripyat that spans for miles. If a challenger were to arrive, it could lead to a devastating event. Tyrannosaurus Rex. She is here to challenge for territory. The battered male loses control of everything. And now he has plenty more scars to prove it. By far the most astounding animal that can be found here is the massive Alamosaurus. Standing 25 feet tall, it reaches higher than any other animal in Eurasia. Sauropods around the planet have been increasing in population everywhere. Apatosaurus, Mamenchisaurus, Alamosaurus, and one more successful comeback. The redwood forests of North America. This forest now spans all across the West, from Canada to the middle of California, and it's not the only thing that has greatly expanded. Brachiosaurus. This majestic beauty was once on the verge of extinction in 2027. Only 10 years ago did this giant see some relief. Breeding programs with the DFW and Paleo Wildlife Park restored this animal's population, and now they number over 1,000. Living alongside them is Apatosaurus. And the newly reintroduced Stygimoloch. The dung these giants produce contains hundreds of different seeds and healthy bacteria. Many hasty entrepreneurs have been eager to create businesses of composting and farm fertilization with this dung. These giants helped bring the redwood forests back from despair, and many of our planet's current ecosystems would be in a much poorer state if it weren't for the existence of these animals. Our mistakes in the past may come around to literally bite us. But for the planet, they are a sign that we need to step back. Nature is not a tale so easily told from one perspective. But nature is more of a combination and cooperation and unity in order to work as one complex system. From oceans to the deserts, forests to the jungles, wetlands to the salt pans, everything has a purpose. And now, nature is benefiting from dinosaurs more than ever. Dinosaurs being brought back are not only our mistakes, they are nature's gift to fixing our mistakes. It's a gift for our new planet.
These creatures require our absence to survive, not our help. And if we could only step aside and trust in nature, life will find a way.